welcome. Charlotte O'Trumba Show. My name is Charlotte, and this is my show. Thank you so much for joining me. It is episode number 24. Wow. Flying by with these. 24, really no significance with that number, but we're pumped about it. Bit of a different setup here, as you might notice. Got this lovely block print tablecloth from my mom for my birthday. I mean, obviously tells you so much about who I am that I was so pumped for this new tablecloth and napkin placemat set. So this is the tablecloth. Oh my God, of course Coco is reaching up to say hello. And got some new flowers. These are faux because I'm not taking care of flowers. Let's be real. Unless they're the beautiful flowers that Lon got me for my anniversary. So yeah, just a slight plug. Shout out Lon. Shout out my Instagram story that showed them off. No, that was really special. Anyway, it's another day, another week. I got my nails done today, which I'm pumped about. They look V-chic. I don't know how anybody with long nails does it, because my nails get even like a tiny bit too long and I am immobile. I can't do anything. It is so distracting to me. I'm like constantly trying to clean them out, and I think stuff is getting under there. I feel like I can't properly type or text anybody. I can't like pick things up. I literally just become like, I don't know what to do, and then I am in a frenzy and I have to like cut them, and I like haphazardly cut them, and then every time the person at the nail salon doing my nails, I can just see them like, okay, what do I do with these? Like, okay, just file then? Like, can't really cut them, but not something hacked at these. And that's what happened to me today. And yeah, everybody really loved that. I really love those moments where I can see the seriousness and like they're hiding disgust when looking at my nails, like, oh, this is what we're working with. That happened to me today. And it's like valid. And every time I apologize, I'm like, sorry about my toes, sorry about my hands, like, I'm so sorry. And she asked me today if I wanted to do like the special, like, I don't know, not callus removal. I guess that's what it is. Just whatever, where your side of your feet get extra hard, or bottom of your feet. And they do the intense like removal of the dead hard skin, and I just didn't feel like sitting there for that or like watching that happen. And I also am going to be outside. Like, there's just no point in getting it removed when it's just going to build back up again. So I said no. And she immediately started talking to her coworker in their native language, or in a different language. And I was like, she is 100% like, if anybody needs this extra work on her feet, it is this gal. Like, I fully like wanted to hear what she was saying, because I would have been like, I agree with you. You are correct. I am so sorry. I just cannot watch this. I cannot feel the shame of seeing the cheese grater come out and scrape my feet like it is a hard aged cheddar, and watching the sides just peel off into this communal sink that you and other people have to dip their hands into. I like cannot live with myself knowing that I did that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's bad enough, the state of my toes. I cannot let myself stoop. And also I like was in this part of like in between shaves. So it's like the kind of legs where it's like I didn't commit to the full anti-society no shave, but then I'm not cleanly shaven. It's just this like in between, you know, I didn't commit. It's just sort of indecisiveness either way. So just was that nice like prickly long leg hair that everybody loves. It was a beautiful day. Anyway, that's my nails. I don't know if any of you feel that way, but honestly, I just feel like the nail salon. Oh my God, also. Okay, and I will just say, like, I find conversation in these situations, like, so awkward for me because I'm just awkward and I don't want to, like, I don't know. I just, like, I'm very aware of the fact that they are, like, fixing me, right? That they are, like, fixing my body part. And then, like, I feel weird just, like, talk, even though that's, like, so not the case. I think I'm just awkward and I don't know what to talk about. And then I'm like, oh, my ugly toes, huh? And they're like, yeah. Like, bring up anything else, Charlotte. Literally say anything else. Oh my God. At one point, I could tell she didn't want to talk to me either. And so I'm just like, have my hand in the little UV ray machine or whatever while she's doing my gels. And she's like, okay, 30 more seconds. And I watch her look out the window, like counting down, like avoiding eye contact because she doesn't want to talk to me. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so awkward. But she was so nice. And honestly, like, sometimes I just want to go there and not talk. Like, I feel like I was so stressed out today, and all I wanted to do was literally just go sit and zone out and, you know, feel this really nice experience, which I did. And then, of course, I have to get into my own head about it because it was all perfect. So anyway, that's what happened today. I also went to a wedding last weekend back in Maine. So 2 weeks ago, we went to Lon's sister's graduation from Bowdoin College up in Maine, and it was 45 degrees Fahrenheit and raining. And I sat outside through the whole ceremony. I did. A non-blood relative, did that because I love him and I love his family. And I was fucking freezing. And there was nowhere to get coffee, nowhere to get a snack. If I ever wanted a warm coffee and a snack, it was in that moment. And yet, nope. Nowhere to be found. Jesus, Coco. But the rest of the weekend on the whole was so lovely. And then last weekend we went back up to Maine for one of our friends' wedding, and it was so beautiful. And I think I got so it was this beautiful wedding outside, very small ceremony outside, freaking loved it. And also just, I'm like loving the whole Maine aesthetic. I don't know what, I think I just haven't fully tapped into it, but it's like New England on crack. Maine is like New England times 1,000. They like take the New England aesthetic and they are like the purest form of it. You know what I mean? Like, you think LL Bean, they're like, yeah, it was founded here. We have an outlet. We have people carrying beat up LL Bean bags that they've been carrying for like 60 years. And, oh, you think like, oh, natural, we've been doing that. Like, I sit out by the lake and jump in October when it's 20 degrees. Like, it is rugged to the core, and then everybody's just like chill and intense. Like, I feel like there's this mix of like very intense outdoorsy and then just super like book smart more. So you have this mix of like very of the land and very like their NESCAC schools. And anyway, so that's like the group at this wedding, just to give you a kind of slice. And it was outside and already a gamble because it's early June, and the weekend before, to give you an idea, was 45 degrees and raining. And it was just all so nice that I just like got excited, and I guess it was hot out, and I like kept going back to the bar. And okay, I will also preface by saying that like it was Lon's friend, but it was like a sort of different group of friends than I had met before. And he hadn't seen a lot of these friends like for 5 years or something. It was like sort of this different group at college. And so I didn't know a soul. And I like got really excited and started drinking, you know, like going back for more drinks. And it was kind of hot out. I was maybe dehydrated. And literally by the time I got through dinner, you know, when it just hits you like a wave, I was hit, smacked over the head, fully like my whole body hurt. My stomach was churning. I felt kind of dizzy. I was literally like, I need to take a time out. I sat myself down at one of the other barns on the property, sat myself down and took myself a nap. Literally took a half hour to 45-minute nap in the middle of a wedding. And then got up, Lon came and picked me back up. I mean, he checked on me periodically. Picked me back up, and I went back in there and frickin' rallied like a pro. I'm not kidding. Honestly, it was like the best way to do a wedding. Like, just kind of sat out for a moment and then got back on the dance floor and ripped it. Rallied so hard. God, but I did, like, while I was at first like, God, Charlotte, I can't believe I did that. I was also like, God, Charlotte, I can't believe you did that. Like, I was pretty proud of myself that I just recognized that I needed to remove myself before I made an ass of myself and Lon, and then just collapsed in this barn. That was the other thing. It was like, these were like these like old restored barns or whatever on the property, and I'm like schlumped over in this beautiful historic barn in this dress. My Christopher, oh my God, what's his name? Christopher John for Target. Christopher John Rogers for Target. Oh, loved my dress. Honestly, if there's anything left at Target, you should check it out. Seriously. I love my dress. I got 2. Pretty pumped about it. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. I feel like we are all just so happy to be at weddings. It's a grand old time. Anyway, I feel like I'm so distracted because I am getting ready to go to Greece. Literally, we leave this weekend. I'm so amped, literally so amped, but you know how it is. It's like the week or two, literally without fail, the 2 weeks before you have to go somewhere is like when shit hits the fan. Like everything needs to be done. Like right now, everybody needs something. Everything's coming to a head. It's all happening right now, which has literally been me the last 2 weeks. And so, but we leave tomorrow morning because we're going to my cousin's high school graduation in Michigan, and then we're going to fly from Michigan to Greece. So, like, basically, we're leaving in the morning, and, like, all day, I've just been, I don't know, like, is this anybody else? I feel like when I have a big trip like this, or even a short trip, I, like, run around like a chicken with the head cut off. I'm, like, convinced, I always have this thing of, like, I don't know, like if God forbid something happens and somebody comes into my home when I'm away and it is a disaster, or even there's just like a film of dust that I'll die. That's it. Like, I won't be able to go on. But also I think what it really is that I hate coming home. I would never want to come home to a dirty home after a trip, right? Like you want to come home to a clean home. And then on top of that, we have like a cat sitter coming in to check on Coco. Like I don't want her coming in and like to a dirty place, and like I want Coco to be in a clean place. So anyway, and so I've just been like cleaning all day while doing work, while packing. overthinking while packing because we're keeping it only carry-on and a big personal item because we're going to be like getting on boats and whatever, and like I don't know, just don't want to worry with a layover, you know, to have a checked bag. And so like truly overthinking every step of the way. And yeah, so it's been a day, a long day, and needed to get a pedicure and manicure, and needed to drop off all of these returns, and needed to like mail this eBay sale, and like, you know, everything all at once. So I like don't even know. I don't even know. All I know is that I am so stressed about leaving Coco. And I just wonder how I got to be this person. Like, I was like, oh, gonna be so chill, like, gonna be fine. And now I'm just like, I don't think she can be alone. I just feel like I've formed a real bond with her. And, like, you know, I've been in touch with the cat sitter, and, like, I'm so panicked. I had, like, a full anxiety meltdown today. And just was convinced that, like, I don't even know. I don't even know what could happen. But I love her. She's just so cute. Okay, let's do Rec of the Week. Rec of the Week. Okay, guys, so I've been so into, like, I feel like I have been... Okay, let me start by saying I think this is actually my aesthetic, but I just, like, have been afraid to fully admit that, like, this can be my aesthetic, if that makes sense. And I, like, now know the term for it, which is grand millennial, which I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this. And I feel like maybe I'm not fully it, but definitely skewing that way, but definitely just this sort of, like, fresh take on very sort of, like, more traditional / maximalist design, right? And I, like, found this TikToker. She just came up on my For You page, and I've been obsessed with her. And she, like, just is, like, the full aesthetic of everything Palm Beach, basically. And, like, so if you don't know, if you're listening and you don't know, I lived down in Florida for a couple of years, and I wrote for Modern Luxury magazine, and I was, like, very much in the kind of Palm Beach scene because I was writing about all of these cool openings and, like, people in the scene and whatever for the magazine, and I loved it. I loved working down there and being down there, and I loved the, like aesthetic, and sort of seeing her as someone around my age, like, fully embracing it. Like, she is fully committed to wearing the, like, block print dresses and, like very sort of, like, preppy with a twist. Like, if you've been to Florida and you've been to Snappy Turtle, she literally is, like, has, like, walked out of there. And I just love it because I feel like, I don't know if, like, growing up in the city and, like, yeah, if you went down on vacation down there, you would, like, sort of bring your couple of, like, dresses or whatever. But, you know, we're so, like, kind of a little bit snobby about that. And she just goes full maximalist, full color. And I'm obsessed. And she lives in New York City was the point. And she goes down to Palm Beach, goes to the Hamptons. She's, like, a designer. And I'm just, like, obsessed with her aesthetic lately. So I feel like I've been inspired to embrace that side of myself more and not be embarrassed about it, which I kind of appreciated. Like, I do feel like there's this whole thing with getting older, at least for me, where it's like fully embracing what your likes and dislikes are when it comes to taste in anything. You know, I feel like for so long, at least for me, I'd be so worried, like, oh, well, like, I'd have sort of a strong opinion about things, but I'd only share it with, like, one or two people, and then, like, I'd be sort of scared to really explore that. And then also I'd be, like, sort of so practical, like, you know, it's not like I've, you know, like, trying to be an actor and stuff, I was, like, so broke all the time. It's not like I had, like, money to, like, explore my taste. Do you know what I mean? Like, my taste is much more expensive than I could for many years afford. And so it's great to be looking at this stuff. And then also just, like, thinking more And then, but I guess also too is like identifying, because also it's not like I'm spending millions of dollars or something. It's like, now that I've identified, okay, I actually like these things and this is my taste. Like, I'm looking on different resale sites. I'm browsing when we, stop at flea markets. Like, that's really exciting to me now. And I think before I was just like looking for what my taste should be and I wasn't sure. And now I feel like I found a bit of an anchor, and it just took somebody around my age like acknowledging that that's what they like for me to be like, oh, I can like that too, which is sort of crazy. But anyway, this is my full epiphany moment. And all thanks to this TikToker, Clare. Oh my God, I don't even know her name. Clare. It's like Clare something design on TikTok. And I will link her. Clare McLaughlin design. McLaughlin design. And I'll link her. Okay, perfect. Let's go to advice. Yes, baby. Okay, first question. How do I navigate the bizarre, inconsistent mask rules? What is the new etiquette? What about if you are fully vaccinated? Wow, good question. I feel like this is so tough because there are obviously differing... obviously the CDC has now said that you do not have to wear a mask if you're fully vaccinated. But there are still people who are not fully vaccinated, and then there are federal rules depending on where people are that say you have to wear a mask, like on airplanes, and then or federal buildings too, you have to wear a mask. And then individual businesses obviously have their own rules, because there's no way to know who coming into your store, let's say, is vaccinated or not. So that said, I feel like your best bet is to go with no mask outside, because I think that's pretty safe. You're outside anyway, which is already considered safer, and you're fully vaccinated. This is only too if you're fully vaccinated. If you're not fully vaccinated, go get vaccinated. Please go get vaccinated so that the rest of us can all live our lives. And then I think when it comes to inside, I would just err on the side of wearing a mask until you're corrected, right? Until you see a sign that says like, because I feel like right now it's still pretty consistent, like businesses inside wear masks. Unless you walk inside and like you see that the cashiers are not wearing a mask, and then you can assume, okay, I don't have to wear a mask. And then like in my apartment building, like, I think the official rule is that in common areas, you still have to wear a mask. But then, like, I'll get in the elevator and people, like, are not wearing their mask. But then they'll come in and be like, I'm fully I'm fully vaccinated. And I'm like, oh, me too. Like, and then I'll, like, take off my mask if both people aren't wearing a mask and I'm talking to them. Like, I'm being rude for wearing a mask. Like, I don't even know. But I think just err on the side of caution and wear a mask. And then if you both are like, oh, I'm fully vaccinated, then take it off. Does that make sense? Just err on the side of caution, you know what I mean? It doesn't hurt you to wear a mask. I feel like. I still just maintain, like, it's easier to take off a mask than it is to put a mask back on when you should have just had it on. Okay. Is it too soon to start making COVID jokes? Yikes! Who wrote this in? Yeah, it's too fucking soon. Come on. Like, it's like, remember when they made that freaking 9/11 movie, like, a year afterwards? Like, too soon. Or maybe it wasn't a year afterwards. Remember, they did it, though, that about the flight, the one that went into the Pentagon. Oh my God, what was the name of that? Those are still too soon. Like, I don't want to watch a movie about 9/11. Like, I lived it, you know, like, yeah. So I think it's, I don't know, it's hard. Like, you can probably start making jokes about quarantine, but you can't start making jokes about COVID itself. Like, that's way too fresh and people are still dying. So that would be my take, you freaking asshole, but maybe just don't make jokes. Anyway, make sure to check out the SNL After Party podcast. I was a guest again, and it was a blast. And we talked about the season finale, and they've been releasing new clips of it. And just in general, if you're already missing Saturday Night Live since the season ended, go check out that podcast. Catherine is awesome, who's my friend, and then the whole group who produce and host that podcast is awesome. So make sure to check it out. I'll link it in the description box below. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's amazing as always, and I'm looking forward to kind of breathing some new energy into this podcast this summer. So I'll be off for the next couple of weeks as I'm in Greece and traveling, and I'm so grateful that you tuned in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!